When we consider what it is that makes an automobile rare, well, how abundantly available is that automobile? What's the condition of the automobile? Are there any stories to accompany the car? Well, today we're going to explore all three with my good friend Bobby when we talk about the Ford 7-liter. The Ford Galaxy is a full-sized car that was built in the United States by Ford for model years 1959 through 1974. The name was used for the top models in Ford's full-size range from 1958 until 1961. The Galaxy was the competitor to the high-volume full-sized Chevy Impala and the Plymouth Belvedere. This 1967 L convertible is one of less than 200 ever made.
I am a lucky man to have this car yet. All these years have gone by and I decided to rebuild it. It took me 5 years. I've had the best people in the business do my leather seats, my painting, my engine work, and it goes on and on and on. I have a great emotion for these great mechanics that helped me do it. 5 years ago, this car is parked next to my barn, and my roofer was on my roof of my house looking down at the car. He said to me after he saw it, it looked like a bomb hit it. He said, "Let me help you restore the car." I said, "What do you know about cars? You're a roofer." He said, I rebuild cars. Out of the device of all my good mechanics, they said, "Bobby, don't use him." John Miley. He said, "I will do the best paint job and body work that you'll ever see." I gave him the opportunity to do it, and the best part of this whole car is the paint job. I says, "I don't want no normal paint job." The car was black when I bought it, brand new. He said, "Let me get some colors to you to samples." He gave me samples I said no to 7 times. The 8th time he came here, he showed me the sample. It jumped out at me. I loved it. I says, "That's the one I want."
This is a Brandywine Cherry Pearl. Brandywine Cherry Pearl. The only problem with this color, Bob, is I think your wife's going to want to drive this car more than you.
That's okay. The story of this whole car is that my son Bobby, who passed away in 1999, he literally used this car as a joyride car. He used to get his friends, pile them into the convertible, and take the car and show my high school parking lot and do 360s with all his friends. And his friends still tell me today, and he's passed away over 20 years ago, they never had so much fun with my son Bobby. So I dedicated the build of this car to him. But my son Bobby, when he passed away, he was a wrestling coach at Litre High School. And he was a champion BMX racer. He was a pro. He traveled all over the United States, made money racing his bike. There was no motors on his bike. This is all BMX. And my son Bobby lobbied with his wrestling coach, Don Murray, who was on an Olympic committee in Colorado. And he lobbied with Coach Murray for 4 years, 5 years. My son Bobby passed away, and Coach Murray literally got BMX bike racing in the Olympics. It's one of the most highly sought after sport, along with the snowboarding. It's one-on-one, there's no team, and if you can make it across the finish line on your own, then that's the name of the game. So after he passed away, he was a wrestling coach at Litre High School. And my daughter, Lisa, who was 11 years old, got this art drawing that he wanted to do for the t-shirts of the wrestlers. He did it on a piece of white paper and black ink. And he said on the logo, "Don't think, do it." So my daughter, Lisa, pretty artistically inclined, at 11 years old, drew up the design, "Don't think, do it," in the black area, and then all the colors of the rainbow as part of the artwork. So what I did is I got a good friend of mine that does painting on cars, reproduced these 2 beautiful drawings, and I put them on the back seat in dedication to my son Bobby. I'm a lucky man.
Well, Ford stands for first on race day or fix and repair daily, depending on who you are. Hey, I'm Stephen Yonti here with Bobby Iovinella, and it's not common that a person will buy a car 53 years later still own it. This is the 67 Galaxy 7-liter that Bobby bought right here back in 1967. Do you remember that day, Bobby?
Steven, this is my day with you in front of the place I bought it, Webster Ford. And I've had it ever since, 52 years. And I am honored to have Steven, a movie maker, on this set. And we will get a joyride after I leave here. I'm going to put his head back.
Well, yeah, it's a stroker. It's a 445 cubic inch FE V8 under the hood. Now, this car was born a Q code 428 7-liter Galaxy, a pretty rare car. Maybe a couple hundred built in the convertible body style. Now, when you ordered this car, when it arrived, there was something missing. What was that thing?
Power steering.
Right.
I had a hard time driving out of here, and I think it was 2 months later that they ordered the power steering and they installed it. And I'm a little guy, I had a hard time steering it.
Now, this car brought you around. Your band, the Cleaners, used to drive this car to and from gigs with some special cargo in the back seat. What was that?
I had 3 German Shepherds that's the ride in the convertible in the back seat, and I said take them to the band job. The band was called the Escort. This is back early 60s, no, early 70s. Folks, this is on top of a mountain. This is where Phil does his beautiful leather work. He's even got a windmill there, you see it? Phil surprised me with the colors of the seats, the leather. Where do you get your leather, Phil?
I get it from Miami Corporation.
And again, you've been doing this a long time, correct?
Yes, sir.
I cannot believe that the work that you do. It's like the Mexicans do in Southwest. They're famous for this kind of work. But
Well,
you're in the Northeast, though, right?
I'm famous for my work.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tribute to the original design, but yet it's made a little bit different with the burgundy piping and accent, and then made the seats just fit a lot better, a lot more comfortable. Because if you remember right, the springs on the buckets used to collapse, so now they don't collapse anymore. You're sitting right up nice and high.
They're so comfortable. Like I said, when I just drove up from Schenectady, and I had a cruising down on the road with this car, and the leather seats are so comfortable. It's a tribute to me to have you do that for me.
Well, I appreciate it. It came out awesome, and I love the car. Love seeing this thing roll down the street. Beautiful paint, beautiful interior. It's just gorgeous.
I've had this car since 1967, Phil. I bought a brand new Webster Ford in Schenectady.
Wow.
I've had it all these years.
Wow. Nice job.
Outstanding.
We're at Potter Tech, the classic place that you want to get something covered. This is the place. Can I ask you guys how long you've been doing this kind of stuff? Covering up.
1994.
Yep, 27 years.
Only 27 years.
Yes,
You're
sir.
looking at your 37 years old.
We are a 27-year overnight success.
Yep.
Yep.
This is
Here on a Sunday.
Working on a Sunday.
here on a Sunday, and I'm cruising on a Sunday with
Yeah.
this 7-liter Ford 428. They only made 180 of them, 1967. That's it. But this is the place to have your frames or anything done.
Suspension bar.
Potter Tech suspension parts. This is the place. Up to the Northeast, this is where you go to get it all done.
Beautiful.
And this is the outcome right here.
This is
Beautiful.
So how long have you been doing tops and upholstery?
Well, like I said, inside, I'm 63 now, so I started when I was 18. That's a lot of years. 45 years. I learned originally at Dick's Glass Shop down in Schenectady. My brother was the manager there, and he taught me how to do everything. I knew how to do a little bit of everything within 3 months because he went on vacation and I had to manage the shop.
So in other words, he put it right in your lap.
He put it right in my lap and made me responsible for it, which I just actually had a conversation with him probably about a month ago. I told him how much I appreciated, that he really took me under his wing and gave me that knowledge that isn't really spread around too much anymore. People don't seem to want to learn anymore. And I was very happy to learn.
The people at the car shows that I take this car to are impressed by the paint job, the leather seats, the top, the boot, and I really appreciated what you did for my car. And like I said, my car, I bought this brand new from Webster Ford in 1967.
That was in Schenectady, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked with a guy that was, he was an older fellow, Joe Haluska. He was the body shop manager down there way back, probably around that time. Yep.
So this is a very big honor for me to have my car, and you're part of the workmanship with the car.
Well, thank you. I appreciate being involved.
Like I said, 1967 Ford Galaxy, there wasn't that many made. And I go to these car shows, there's none there. It's just
No. A lot of Chevelles, a lot of Corvettes, a lot of Camaros. But it's nice to see.
no full-size Galaxy 500.
No. Yeah. My dad had a Galaxy 500. It was a two-door hardtop. And he liked to drive that pretty fast, let's just say that.
This is a 7-liter Ford with a 428, and also it was 180 of them made in 1967.
Yep.
That's it.
Wow.
So
Lucky to have it. Not many people have their first car,
I'm so happy I kept it all those years. So
Yeah. Probably a lot of times you looked at it and said, what am I doing with this? And now you finally got it figured out. But
Look at these big shots in the back. Woo! Look at these big shots. You have your blinker on, big shot. Get your blinker off.
Ford power, Ford power.
I think what people would really want to know is, what do you got going on underneath this hood here?
428 grew into 500 cubic inch. I had 345 horsepower when I first started the rebuild. Now it's got over 500 horsepower and 580 torque pound. So I didn't restore it to the original. I wanted to make a muscle car out of it. And you don't see full-size Galaxies at these car shows. This is very rare. It's got a C6 truck transmission in it. The C6 is an automatic that snaps your neck back when it shifts.
Yeah.
When he rebuilt the engine, he said, Bobby, you don't want to put that carburetor back on. I'm going to sell you a Holly Sniper. My Holly Sniper has all my gauges built right into it, all digital. The other gauges they made in '67, or a lot of these cars, it's all analog. The digital instrumentation is more precise. It's like being in an airplane. The pilot can't make a mistake. And I'm the pilot driving this, and I could see every parameter that is necessary for a beefed up car with a big engine in it. And I could go down the road and I just glance at that screen. It tells me everything that's going on, oil pressure, battery, and like I said, all the parameters in one eye shot. The Sniper is an amazing tool and instrument for a car, a muscle car like mine. I have a great understanding of it, and I'm so glad that Boyd Motorcrafts talked me into the Sniper, Holly Sniper.
Well, you give this car the white glove treatment, I think, right?
Say that again?
I think you give this car the white glove treatment. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Hence the white gloves?
The white gloves, I'm a musician, first of all. and one of our greatest artists of all time, Michael Jackson, wore white gloves. So when I got this car all rebuilt, I says, I want to be like Michael. I want to wear white gloves. Every time I get in the car, they're on me. I don't go barehanded. I just grab the steering wheel with my white gloves. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Jack Boyd, who did my engine. A Ford engine. Jack, how was it to work on this Ford?
Oh, it's not a problem. We have one of our guys here is a real Ford nut, and he took the project under his wing and ran with it and did a good job.
Well, I'm a Ford nut, and I am so happy I met you. But I want to start this car up, and I want the people to listen to the muscle power in this car.
Absolutely.
Ford power. This is absolutely incredible. A Ford 7-liter, totally rebuilt. We go over and taxi jack. Jack, this is a
FE base block, yes.
So what does that mean? I don't know.
Well, it was one of Ford's style block where actually the cylinder head and intake manifold basically make the other part of the cylinder head. So it was just one of their designs that they had done over the years. Not a real common motor to hot rod, but as you can see, we did it.
That sounds absolutely fabulous. I've been to a car show at one point. They couldn't believe they had a big black Ford.
Yeah.
No Chevrolet.
No Chevrolet.
Corona.
Right. Yeah. We don't mind doing different stuff that's different. We put the fuel injection on this one. Absolutely made it a little bit more drivable, a little more streetable. But all in all, nice little project. Beautiful looking car.
I had to go away to Rick's Tanks in Texas, El Paso, Texas, to get a special fuel-injected fuel tank to operate this beast. Yeah, look at that thing.
Right. That's great. Good job, Bob. You did a good job.
No, you did a good job, man. Thank you very much.
Yep, the guys here, like I said, we had these guys here that work for me do a great job also, and it's a team effort here.
One of the things that intrigued me the most about this vehicle was kind of the fame of this vehicle, right? This thing's been around, it's been in some places. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, it was in many places. I played in the band, and I used to go to my jobs with the top down, my 3 German Shepherds in the back seat, the trunk loaded with instruments. We used to drive to the clubs. Then every once in a while, the girls are looking at the band guys, long black hair I had. The rest of the guys in my band were all like, not like the Beatles, more like the Beach Boys. These wise guys would wait for us at the end of the night when their girlfriends are already gone and say, "Don't you look at my girlfriend again, Bobby, in your band." So I just showed them the dogs. The dogs would, they're gritting their teeth like that. These big guys made friends with me overnight, and they used to take my dogs to like a hot dog place and feed them hot dogs. They fell in love with them. But this is a true story. Lake George, Catskills, New Jersey, New York. They all came with me in this car.
Bobby Iovinella, by the way, has this Ford. It's all hopped up. It's about a 700 horsepower. He wanted me to make sure that I let you know how powerful it is. And Bobby Iovinella and
we had a show at Proctor's that, because it was our 60th reunion for Lytton High School. And Pat was graduated with us at the high school. So the last time, our 50th reunion, The same show he put on at the Miami Heat Arena was with the Four Tops and the Temptations. And I was honored to have my film crew film the whole event and capture it. And furthermore, I stuck my guitar on stage when we were doing the encore, and I was playing with two of the greatest bands. And Pat Riley's looking at me, he was a singer. What are you doing out there, Bob? I said, mind your own business. I'm playing my guitar. So, getting back to this year, the 60th, because he got second place in the NBA, he did another show at the Miami Heat Arena. He had the Jersey Boys. And what he did is he did the same thing again. He took the whole show, brought them up here, and they had a extravaganza of stuff for everybody to see from our classes. So he hired me to do a national tape at Grano's, interviewing people the night before. Then the next night, we ate at Grano's, full course meal. Then we walked out of Grano's, we walked into Proctor Theater. And the surprise to everybody is that I had my car that we're talking about on stage, and my friend Paul Heiner had his Packard on stage, 67 Ford, and his 44 Packard. They were the two masterpiece end drops with the Jersey Boys playing in between us. We had such a great time, but I was honored to have my car on that stage in front of all the audience, and I captured that in my production, so I have it in my, put it up on YouTube so people are watching it. So I'm honored again with this car. Absolutely crazy important.
Amazing. Bobby, I can't thank you enough for telling me a little bit about the car today. And the best part, in my opinion, of this car actually is probably those gloves right there. I love those gloves on you.
You're 900% right, my friend.
Well, thank you again, Bobby.
Well,
this was a lot of fun.
Great time.
I appreciate you having me out.
Love it, love it, love it. La familia.